Ever feel like your job applications are just screaming into the void? You're definitely not alone. I mean, for so many of us, the whole job search today feels exhausting and honestly just broken. So in this Explica, we're going to break down exactly why finding that first job has gotten so incredibly hard, and more importantly, what the new path forward might actually look like. Okay, let's just kick things off with a number that probably feels achingly familiar. A staggering 75%. That's how many job applications just vanish into a digital black hole. You spend hours, right? You craft the perfect resume, you write that cover letter, and then nothing. No feedback, no thanks but no thanks, just silence. And that silence, it's not just frustrating, it literally costs you. Experts even have a name for it, the candidate time tax. Think about it. For every single job that ghosts you, you lose an average of 47 hours of your life. 47 hours spent researching, tailoring your resume, prepping for interviews that just go nowhere. It's a huge waste. So if you're feeling completely burnt out, and you're maybe starting to doubt yourself, I want you to look at this quote right here. The data is so clear on this. The problem isn't you. It's not your qualifications. It's the listing. It's the process. It's the system itself. So let's dive into why that is. Alright, first up, let's explore the biggest symptom of this whole broken system, the rise of what people are calling the ghost economy. And our first culprit in this economy is the ghost job. These are job postings that look totally real, they get your hopes up, but they never ever lead to a hire. And they're not rare either. Get this, nearly 1 in every 3 job postings out there, yeah, they're phantom roles that don't really exist. And all of this has created this really toxic environment, this vicious cycle of candidate ghosting, because over 60% of candidates get ghosted after they've already done an interview. They've started doing it too. They disappear on recruiters as a kind of self-defense. It's this system of, reciprocal discourtesy that helps absolutely no one. And you can see right here, this problem is not the same everywhere. The tech industry, which you'd think would be all about connectivity, is by far the worst offender. They have a response rate of just 5%. I mean, compare that to healthcare at 20%, they're managing to respond 4 times as often. But it's not just about jobs that don't exist. Let's move on, because even the real jobs have a huge problem, and it starts with the job description itself. This is where we get the rise of the unicorn job. I'm sure you've seen these. There are these roles that want one person to be a marketer, a data analyst, and a project manager, all for one salary. It's wild. Over 41% of job descriptions now are trying to mash multiple different jobs into one. I mean, in the research for this, the most extreme example we came across was a single job ad that listed 47 different responsibilities. 47! Can you even imagine trying to switch tasks every 10 minutes just to keep up? It's not a job, it's just branded burnout. And all this dysfunction has created something that we're calling the entry-level paradox, where the phrase entry-level just doesn't mean what you think it means anymore. This chart just makes it painfully clear. See that tiny little slice? Only about 11% of jobs labeled entry-level actually require no experience. Meanwhile, that massive slice, almost half of them demand at least 2 years of prior experience. It's basically locking true beginners out of their own job category. So, what's causing all this? Well, now we get to the diagnosis, starting with a big one, technology. Let's look at how AI is literally removing the very bottom rung of the career ladder. For decades, the path was pretty straightforward. You'd start a job, you'd do the repetitive, kind of boring grunt work. That's how you learned the ropes, that's how you got mentored, and once you proved yourself, you got promoted to do more interesting stuff. Well, here's the thing. Generative AI is now exceptionally good at that grunt work. Summarizing meetings, writing basic code, drafting emails, AI can do it. And that means companies just don't have a financial reason anymore to pay a junior employee to learn by doing those tasks. And the impact of this is dramatic. Just look at the tech sector. There's been a stunning 67% drop in US entry-level job postings in just 1 year. Companies are simply automating these roles away, and it's leaving a huge gap for anyone new trying to break in. So, at the exact same time that AI is eating the bottom of the ladder, the top is getting completely blocked off by a major demographic shift. We're now seeing what analysts are calling a gray ceiling. As older, more experienced workers delay retirement, partly because remote work makes it easier to stay on, they're staying in those senior roles. and that blocks any chance for upward mobility for the younger generations waiting below. And this data right here just puts it in black and white. On the left, you've got Gen Z who stay in a job for just over a year on average. But on the right, workers aged 55 to 64, they stay put for almost a decade. So you have young workers turning through jobs while senior employees just aren't going anywhere. This has led to a brand new trend called job hugging. Because the economy feels so uncertain, a massive 81% of workers now say they'd rather have job security than get a pay bump by switching jobs. But if fewer people leave senior roles, will fewer junior positions ever open up? Okay, so if the old ladder's gone, how in the world do you even get started? Let's talk about what's next, and the new pathways that are starting to pop up as we figure out how to rebuild that very first step. Honestly, the most promising solution seems to be the return of structured, paid apprenticeships. They've grown almost 30% in tech in just the last 4 years. You can see huge companies creating these programs that offer real work and real training. Take IBM's New Collar program. It's a great example. They hire for specific skills, not just whether you have a 4-year degree. And this isn't some small niche trend. We're talking about major companies like Accenture committing heavily. A full 20% of all their entry-level hiring in North America now comes directly from their apprenticeship program. That's a fundamental shift in how they find new talent. Which really leaves us with this one last crucial thought. The old career ladder, the one that generations before us climbed, it's gone. That traditional path is disappearing. So the question for this new generation isn't how to climb it anymore. The question is, how are you going to build your own elevator?